So out of the box or out of the wall, whatever you want to call it, we have, oh, I got it the first time, hundreds of beavers. So, you know what? This is made kind of rounds for being one of the funniest movies ever made, and especially for this century, decade. A lot of people are saying it, but it is a silent film with a guy that's wanting to appease a girl, and there's a bunch of beavers in his way. Will he succeed? Let's find out. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon, reviewing hundreds of beavers. So what's this about? Pretty simple premise. A guy in the north who used to have a bunch of apple cider and just get drunk all the time. Like, whoa, party! But now, all of a sudden, that dream, that business is shattered. Now he has to be a hunter. Is he going to hunt wolves, horses, rabbits, or maybe those beavers? Because if he gets 100 of beavers, he gets a ring for a girl. And this is an hour and 48-minute movie of just shenanigans through and throughout. If you're looking for dialogue, get out of here. If you're looking for sound effects, get out of here. The only sound effects you're going to get are grunts, noises, punches, and shit like that, where it's like it's a tribute to silent films through in and throughout of how real stunts, real shenanigans can ensue. Because a lot of the stunts in this movie, absolutely fun. They're true. They're ridiculous. The beavers, they're in costumes. The wolves, costumes. So it's basically like a mascot. Okay, it's okay. It's $150,000 budget. And they did it full freaking fledged. It is funny. It is different. I just had a fun time watching something that's different. And that's the funness of it. Is you don't get silent films anymore. And yes, with today's TikTok age, they couldn't do it. And you could tell a lot of people are saying this is a boring film. If you go to like Rotten Tomatoes, the critic scores, or sorry, the user scores, like, this is such a boring film. Holy cow. Your attention, your ADD is out of the way because this isn't a boring film. Yes, there are some prolonged sequences where you're like, where are we trying to go with this? Especially with him trying to figure out some traps and things like that. Sure, guilty. There are about, 10 minutes where it could be cut to make it a mere perfect film. But when the third act comes, you almost ignore all the negatives that were before it because it is bombastic, it is funny, it is Looney Toony, it is just fun. Positives, the acting. I mean, what do you want me to say about the acting? It's truly, I'll say, four people. The Indian, the main guy, the guy he's selling the stuff to, and the guy's daughter. Okay, yes, and there's a Santa Claus character, if you want to put it that way, who is the professional hunter. And, of course, something happens to him, where it becomes this guy is now the hunter. So, literally, you have 5 characters, and the rest are just people in costumes, being beavers, being wolves, being dogs, being horses. Okay, the horse scene is so funny with them trying to run. Okay, I had to die laughing. I'm dying laughing on the inside of that horse scene. But you can just tell that, the craft of this movie, right? The craft of being cheap. And that sounds like, well, they knew their budget. They knew what they could succeed, and they did it tenfold. Sometimes you have people that know their budget, and they push the boundaries to the extent where you're like, hey, is that really needed here? It works because of the type of film it is. It's a comedy about a dude and beavers, and it works. I mean, yes, there's green screen galore. Yes, there's some special effects here and there and some cut editing to make it feel like a 1920s, 1930s film where you have that silent, janky cutness, and it works, especially with when they're like he's going down a mountain with some sleds or with a box, and it's kind of funny because it's a true stunt. He's literally in the box, and it's going to occur. The kills in this movie, absolutely funny, because the beavers in this movie are just not normal beavers. There's Sherlock Holmes beavers. There's the Watson beaver. There's the security guard beavers. There's the scientist beavers. Like, it plays to what it's doing, and it knows what it's doing, and it works tenfold. Like I said, some negatives can be, there are some sequences where it does prolong, and you're thinking, did this sequence or did this part of the movie need to be in it? Also, not a negative with the movie, but a negative with the special features. Not really the special features themselves, because there's over 10 hours of bonus features in this film. It's the scene selection scene, right? There's probably about 75 scenes in this movie. You know how normal movies are like 20-ish, so you can see where you're going for? Here, you have absolutely zero visual cues. It's a bunch of symbols, and you gotta like guess the one that you missed, because I watched about an hour of it. I got really tired because I had a massive headache, and I was like, I don't know where I'm at. Luckily, I knew I was at minute 44:14, and I could find it. I said an hour. Yeah, it's close enough, 15-minute intervals. But yes, overall, Hundreds of Beavers. It's bombastic. It truly is one of the weirdest movies I've seen. It's crazy. It's Looney Toony. It's absurd. It's gonzo. I'm reading all the people on here. It is gonzo. It is hilarious. It does have the best beaver brawl battle you'll ever see. It is loopy. It is Benny Hill. It is Cannibal the Musical. It is Adult Swim mindset. Yes, you might think this is a silent film. It's like a PG movie. Now, this is PG-13 because there are some sexual innuendos in it. So, just forewarn that. But yes, Hundreds of Beavers. It's funny. It's unique. It's different. And if you're looking for that in a film, you cannot. Like, you seriously cannot go wrong with Hundreds of Beavers. So, Hundreds of Beavers will receive a 4.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals at 90%. So, see the critics and user scores gave this one. So, you have critics say 97% with 104 of them. Audience score an 82% with 250. This was released January 26, 2024. Bonkers. Anyway, yes, the sled scene where it's like Fast and the Furious. Freaking awesome. Critic consensus. Sustaining a zany premise with stylistic bravata and inspired gags, Hundreds of Beavers is a comedic gem that gives a damn. So yes, it's a clueless movie that actually has a lot of clues. What? Cheslik here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One more thing, Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, say you're watching a great day with these 97, 90, and 82. And yeah, 100 beavers were chasing me. I'd be a little bit terrified too.